Darkness, a flicker of a camera flash, the sound of photos being shuffled. A low, chilling voice cuts in. Nevermore Academy has survived curses, monsters, and murders, but nothing could prepare them for this. A secret has slipped through the cracks, and it has a name: Ophelia. Quick flashes of distorted photos, blurred faces, and shadows running through moonlit corridors. Whispers spread like wildfire, because in the world of Nevermore, one leaked photo can destroy everything. The halls of Nevermore are never quiet, but now they are buzzing with something darker than rumors. In the dead of night, hidden behind glowing phone screens, Ophelia's photos appear leaked, stolen, and shared where no one should ever see them. The faceless voice carries the weight of dread. It started with a single image, and ended with a storm that could not be contained. We see flashes of silhouettes scrolling through glowing screens, mouths whispering, eyes widening. Shadows of students gather in tight circles. The camera never shows the photos, only the reactions, gasps, clenched fists, shaking heads. The mystery grows not from what we see, but from what is hidden. Narration builds tension. At Nevermore, secrets are more dangerous than monsters. And when secrets slip into the wrong hands, even the strongest bonds can shatter. Ophelia, always the mysterious one, walks down the corridor. The sound of her footsteps echoes unnaturally loud, as if the whole school is listening. Papers flutter. From lockers, whispers crawl like ghosts across the walls. Her name is on every tongue, but no one dares speak it to her face. The screen flickers with imagery, a phone falling to the ground in slow motion. Shadows stretching unnaturally long behind a group of students. Wednesday's piercing stare, unblinking. Watching from the distance, the voiceover continues. What was meant to stay hidden now threatens to tear the academy apart. For Ophelia, this is not just about shame, it is about survival. Cinematic. Pacing shifts slower, heavier beats, a door slams. Footsteps chase through dimly lit corridors. A faint scream echoes, then cuts to silence. The faceless narrator sharpens the suspense, because once the photos are out, the question is not who leaked them, but why. The trailer teases danger far beyond embarrassment. Each frame shows Ophelia's shadow growing darker. As if something or someone lurks just behind her, glitched text appears across the screen. Season 3. Secrets bleed, truth hunts, the music rises, a mix of strings and digital distortion, unsettling and relentless. The narration whispers the last chilling line of Section 1. This is not gossip. This is not rumor, this is war. And it begins with Ophelia's secret. Fade to black, the sound of a camera click. Then silence. Asterisk, the leak spreads faster than wildfire. What started as whispers now grows into something more dangerous and invisible. Monster crawling through Nevermore's shadows. The screen glitches as if hacked. Lines of distorted text flash, share, forward, leaked. Each word vanishes with a sharp crackle, replaced by ghostly images of students' faces half lit by the glow of their phones. Their eyes are wide, hungry. They don't see Ophelia anymore. They see the scandal. The voiceover deepens. In a place where monsters roam freely, it is always the human secrets that wound the deepest. Trust is broken, lies are sharpened, and the walls of Nevermore are closing in. The camera lingers on a hallway, a row of lockers, all shut tight until one creaks open by itself. A stack of photographs spills out, scattered across the floor. The camera zooms, but before we can see the images clearly, the film burns away. Leaving only smoke, Ophelia is seen in fragments, her hand gripping a book so tightly the pages tear, her reflection warped in a cracked mirror, her eyes darting. At every shadow, she is being hunted not by claws or fangs, but by the endless gaze of judgment. Wednesday steps into frame, her face cold and unreadable. She doesn't speak. She doesn't need to. Her silence is louder than the storm building around them. Her stare suggests one thing: she wants to know the truth. The faceless narrator whispers, and where there are secrets, there are hunters. The trailer cuts to quick, unsettling flashes, a group of students huddled together, whispering Ophelia's name as if it were poison. A chalkboard covered in scribbled notes. Circles and arrows pointing to a single word, leaked, a raven perched outside the window, its eyes glowing faintly in the dark. A shadowy figure walking behind Ophelia, always just out of reach. The tempo of the music quickens, layers of strings twisting into something sharp and uncomfortable. The voiceover sharpens. But the question is not only who betrayed Ophelia. The question is who profits from her downfall. We see flashes of suspicion, a friend's nervous glance, a teacher closing a drawer too quickly, a rival smirking in the shadows. The camera never lingers long enough to give an answer. Everyone is guilty, everyone is innocent. Then, in silence, we see Ophelia standing alone in the courtyard. The moonlight exposes her like a spotlight. Around her, faceless silhouettes close in, step by step. Their faces blur into smudges, their whispers merge into a single chant, "Ophelia, Ophelia, Ophelia." She turns and the courtyard is empty. No one there, only silence. Only her echoing breath. The voiceover breaks the stillness. Nevermore was built on secrets. But when they surface, they demand a price. The pacing slows. We see a door locked with heavy chains. A cracked phone. Screen showing a photo notification. Wednesday's hand reaching toward a folder marked "Confidential," a candle burning down to nothing. The sound of a ticking clock takes over the soundtrack, loud and relentless. Each tick echoes like a heartbeat. The images flash faster, frightened. Eyes, closed doors, clenched fists, finally. The narrator delivers the chilling cliffhanger of Section 2. The photos are only the beginning, because when you peel back one secret, you never know what's hiding underneath. The screen fades to black. The sound of a phone camera shutter snaps. Then a distorted whisper echoes, "Leaked, leaked, leaked." The suspense lingers. The silence is heavier than the sound. Asterisk, the night at Nevermore grows darker. The whispers no longer hide in corners. They scream through the halls like echoes trapped in stone. Ophelia can feel it, her world is cracking. And in those cracks, something else is crawling through. The trailer begins with a violent slam. A classroom door bursts open. Books scatter. A notebook lands open on the floor. Inside, crude sketches of Ophelia's face stare back. Defaced, scratched, marked with words too cruel to repeat. The faceless voice returns, heavy with foreboding. Secrets do not just embarrass. They divide. They corrupt. They destroy. The music shifts into pounding drums, overlaid with whispers and static. Each beat is a threat. We see Wednesday at her desk, piecing together fragments of shredded photographs. Her face is pale, her hands steady, her eyes sharp. She is not here to gossip. She is here to uncover. The camera lingers on her expression, stone cold. Determination. Then flash cuts. Enid stands at a window, tears streaming down her face as her phone lights up again and again with new notifications. Xavier clenches his sketchbook shut, his eyes burning with unspoken rage. Bianca whispers to another student, her tone sharp and precise as though planning something. The faceless narrator cuts through. Trust collapses. Friendships fracture. Enemies rise from the shadows. We see a chalk circle drawn on the ground, candles lit around it. A ritual. The flame flickers wildly as if resisting the air itself. A voice chants, but the words are distorted, twisted into static, impossible to understand. The screen glitches again. The images distort. And then, like a knife, the photos were never the real threat. They were the bait. The sound design explodes, a chorus of whispers overlapping, lies, secrets, betrayal. The imagery grows chaotic, Ophelia running through the forest, her breath ragged, branches slashing at her arms. A faceless figure following her, always just far enough to stay hidden. A classroom blackboard filled with names. One circled in red, Ophelia, Wednesday holding a torn page with a symbol glowing faintly. Like it should not exist in this world. The voiceover sharpens, urgent, because someone wanted this. Someone needed the chaos, and someone will kill to keep their secret buried. We cut to the library, midnight. The candlelight flickers. Wednesday and Ophelia stand across from each other, the tension like a blade between them. Neither speaks. Their silence is war. The narrator whispers, "Every season, the danger grows darker. But this time, it comes from within. The visuals accelerate. A raven's wings beating furiously against a storm. A cracked phone showing a distorted image of Ophelia, her face split by static. A hand reaching from under a bed, pulling a folder marked evidence. Students turning on each other in the courtyard. Screaming accusations, the music crescendo strings. Screeching, drums pounding dot, and then silence. A single image fills the screen, a hand holding a photo. But the photo is on fire, burning away before we can see the face. The flame consumes everything. The faceless voice returns with one final chilling warning for Section 3. At Nevermore, monsters wear many masks, but the most dangerous mask of all is the truth. The screen fades to black. Only the sound of crackling fire remains. Then one last distorted whisper, she knows. The storm is broken. Nevermore is no longer a school, it is a battlefield of secrets. The camera pans across empty hallways littered with torn posters, fallen books, and glowing phone screens left abandoned. Each one replaying the same blurred images of Ophelia, the faceless narrator whispers, voice low and sharp. The faceless narrator whispers, voice low and sharp. At Nevermore there are no secrets, only ticking time bombs. A montage ignites images flashing too quickly to fully grasp. Wednesday pulling a blood-stained envelope from under a desk. Raven exploding into a swarm of black feathers filling the sky. Ophelia screaming, but the sound is drowned by static. A candle extinguished by an unseen breath. A shadowy figure standing at the end of a hallway, motionless, watching. The music drops into silence. Only the sound of a single heartbeat remains slow, steady, dreadful. Each beat fades into the sound of a ticking clock. The camera cuts to Wednesday, her pale face lit only by moonlight. Her eyes are unblinking, her expression sharper than ever. She whispers one line, not to anyone else, but to herself. They think she's the victim. But I know better. Her voice vanishes into silence. The faceless narrator breaks in, rising with intensity. In Season 3, the truth is not just revealed. It hunts, it devours, it consumes. We see a forest at night. Fog curls between the trees. Ophelia runs, clutching a folder to her chest. Her breath is uneven, ragged, desperate. She looks over her shoulder, nothing but darkness. And yet, footsteps follow, heavy, relentless. The camera cuts to her dropping the folder. Pages scatter like feathers. One lands in the mud written across it in jagged ink. Do not trust anyone. The trailer erupts into chaos, students screaming as doors slam shut on their own. A mirror shattering to reveal not reflections but moving shadows. Wednesday facing. A faceless figure cloaked in black. Ophelia falling to her knees in the courtyard. Surrounded by whispers, the sound design grows overwhelming, strings screeching, whispers chanting, drums beating like war, and then everything stops. The screen turns black. Silent. After a long pause, a single camera flash cuts through. A blurred photo slowly develops on screen, two figures standing together, Wednesday and Ophelia. But behind them, in the darkness, a third shadow lingers. Its face is scratched out. The faceless narrator speaks the final, chilling lines. The photos were only the beginning. The real horror is still hidden. Suddenly, distorted text slams onto the screen in rapid flashes. Betrayal, hunger, secrets, Season 3. The music explodes into a final, violent crescendo, then cuts instantly to silence. The last frame appears, the Wednesday Season 3 title card, etched in black and silver, crackling with faint static. But before it fades out completely, a final sound slices through Ophelia's distorted voice, whispering directly into the audience's ear. They're watching me. And now they're watching you. Screen fades to black. Silence.